Hello and welcome to Whisky Results. My name's Mark. This is review number 144. It's the second dram from my 18-year-old whiskey showdown. So I'm going to pull the dram from my box here and pop it into this hat. Apologies if you keep hearing me PlayStation controller. I'm busy in the middle of a session and just put on pause, as you do. Okay, so dram in hand and a red Glencairn to hide the colour, to try not give any clues, because I will try and guess as to what this 18-year-old whiskey is. Hat, empty hat, nothing in there, in it goes. So into the hat. Chuck it over. I'll put it on top of the box. Right. So day two. So currently leading is the Kalila 18-year-old, but that wasn't a particularly hard task for it because it's the first one out of the draw.
Hello.
Go away. Okay. So on the nose, what we're getting here. It's fruity. It's quite aromatic, quite floral and fragrant with that. It's smelling like this maybe has some kind of a finishing period on it. It doesn't smell wholly matured in, let's say, a wine cask, but it smells like it may have a bit of a finish. Maybe some kind of a double maturation, possibly. Equal parts ex-bourbon, ex-sherry maybe. It is familiar. But I've never had any of these 18-year-olds, so this is a new dram. However, I've probably had the distillery before. Those fruits. It's like rich apple, pear, a little bit of a herbaceous type of spice, maybe cardamom, maybe a touch of licorice, possibly aniseed, star anise. It's very nice, this nose. It's jumping out of the glass, whilst it's not massively strong. It is giving enough to make me want to taste this. This probably will require some opening up as well. I think this has got more to give on the nose, so I do have water. So what I'll do is do me tasting and then give you some thoughts as to what I think it is. I'll do the reveal and then I'll add water, pause the camera, let it breathe for a bit with some water and come back with some additional thoughts. But I will say what my overall opinion is of it before I put the water in, so that I kind of tell you whether I enjoy it or not. So on the palate, cheers. That has quite a unique taste to it. It's got, well, it starts off a little watery on the palate, then it kind of thickens up and becomes a little bit syrupy. There's signs that there's some sherry maturation going on there, and then there's some spice, maybe a bit of pepperiness, but more spice that just starts to develop. Bit of oakiness on the finish, but that spice, the intensity just starts to ramp up. And fizz, a bit chilly, a bit peppery as well. I've said pepper, but chilly. that kind of burn, but not from alcohol. The alcohol itself, there is a flavour there. I'm trying to think of what that flavour is, because it's almost as if there's rye in this. Which made us thought this could be a blend. I'd said this is 40 to 43% ABV. It's got a touch of raspberry to the flavour. I can't detect any peat, no smoke. And my mind's been drawn to thinking as to what this could be. I can't think that there's any grain whiskey in this, so I'm going to rule out a Johnny Walker. It doesn't have a Johnny Walker feel to it, that character. What else could it be? The texture's a little disappointing. There's a bit of sulphur coming through now. I've just put in a couple of drops of water here. I'm going to leave this now with water, and we'll see how it develops. But on the guess front, well, it's the Scotch, because I've only got Scotch 18-year-old samples. For the life of me, I can't remember half of what I've got. This could be the Glenmorangie 18. It's nicer than the Kalila, so this scores higher than that now in the league table. I want to say it's a Highland whiskey. I'm not getting any peat, as I say. I'm not getting any salt elements to it, so I'm going to rule out it being a Campbelltown. So it's not the Glen Scotia 18. It's not any of the Islas. It's not the Talisker.
What else do I have?
It could be the Lismore 18 I bought. Deanston. It's not hot enough to be Deanston 18. Jura 18. I'd expect that to have a bit of peat to it, just a little bit. So I don't think it's the Jura. What do you call it? The Balblair. The Balblair. That could be the Balblair. I'm guessing. I don't know what Balblair tastes like. I've never had it. Never had any of the Balblairs. Let's go with the Balblair. That's my guess. Let's do the reveal, and then we'll pause and we'll come back to the camera, and we'll see what actually it's like with a bit of water and a bit of time in the glass. So what we have here is a label that has lost all of its identity. Right, so it's one I've bottled myself, and this is an epic fail. So I'm going to have to go through the box and see where it could be. Hopefully the other ones haven't lost their label, because that has clearly failed. Okay, so I'm back after trying to work out what this is. So what's happened is I've got a thermal printer, and I printed my own label, which I've done many times before. However, what I've discovered is if you sellotape over the thermal print, it dissolves the thermal print, and it disappears. Looking at my other bottles there, some of them just detectable as to what they are, others are faded. But this one, by process of elimination, I've worked out to be the Glenfiddich 18, which came out of this sample, so you can see what I've poured out into that other sample bottle there. So by doing a quick nosing and tasting of the Glenfiddich 18, I worked out that that's actually what this sample is. So the Glenfiddich 18. So I'm going to have to try and salvage what labelling I've got before my next review. Epic fail, I know, but these things happen. It's the first time that those labels have failed. Normally I print on sticky label paper, but I haven't in this instance. I printed on just regular paper. Anyway, that's all besides. So, I think it tastes nicer than the Kalila did, which is a good testament to the fact that a 40-year-old whiskey, which is clearly chill filtered and will have some colour adjustment, is can be a decent thing. So, what's it like on the nose after a bit of time with water? So I'm getting more of the same fruits again, just a bit more intensified. This is a combination of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry, I believe. Without doing a bit of research, I won't be able to confirm that for certain, but as I've had my write-up review. So you're seeing a lot more oakiness. There's a bit more sulphur appearing now. Fruitiness. I'm starting to get apples and pears, as you would expect from a Glenfiddich. I think I prefer the 12-year-old Glenfiddich. I know that sounds like a strange thing, but of the three now, I think the 12-year-old is the nicest of the three that I've tried. It's more fruity, it's more vibrant, it's more lively. This is definitely more refined. It's more showing of its age, let's say. It's more mature. It needs more time to actually open up, but it has got that kind of rye element coming off it there. Yeah, it's interesting because I do like peated whiskies, but sometimes I find that peated whiskies can sometimes dominate, and obviously getting past that intense peat onto the kind of the distillery character and the fruitiness, it's lost a bit. As casks get older, the peat does dwindle, but that Kalila 18 did hold on to its peat quite well. It just wasn't really for me, the Kalila 18, but this one's nicer. So this goes top of the leaderboard, but only just. It's not a massive amount in it, but I do think this one edges it. Right, that's it. I want to try and sort these bottles out for the next one. There it is.